What's going on, Scorpio? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a phenomenal week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Scorpio, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. And let me tell you why, Scorpio, because it's a general energy weekly spread. I'm just really kind of having fun with these dance moves, Scorpio. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. There's great energy all around here, Scorpio. So I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump to this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Thank you. And in case if y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching Scorpio, so definitely check them out. One of them happens to be a Scorpio there, Scorpio, so I think you'd really enjoy it. So definitely check those out when you get a moment. But let's get into your first card here. Ooh, Scorpio, the stage is yours because you got these 6 card of Leos here, which is the curtain call card. And with this card, this is a card of acclaim, fame, recognition, parade, celebrity, admiration, applause, show, appreciation, spotlight, focused attention, theater, act, performance, and you're watching a movie. And the energy that's coming through here, Scorpio, is the applause. And let's give yourself a round of applause there, Scorpio, bringing that change all the time. Bringing that transformative energy, I'm with it. And maybe that's for some of us. Maybe we are needing a sense of an ego boost. Or not even an ego boost. Just like more of, I'm thinking Leo energy. More so of like a self-esteem boost. Maybe we've been feeling down, or maybe we haven't been feeling like our work has been appreciated. For example, if this is something with jobs, or maybe this is something where you know, because being a water sign, you know, just water signs are very giving. And maybe this is something where you've been kind of helping out maybe friends, families, even maybe like a loved one, like a partner or something along those lines. And it's not that you need the applause, but it's nice to know that your efforts are being recognized, you know, and that you are being, and I don't know, there's something about, I guess, just knowing that it just raises your vibration through the roof to know that you are making a difference. And maybe that's what some of us are needing to hear, that because listen, Scorpio, with your energy, you really do have a way of bringing things from the depths to the surface, and really not necessarily forcing change, but it's like bringing the change I feel necessary for us all to grow. Because if there wasn't any Scorpio energy in the zodiac, everything would be a hot mess. And so I always appreciate your energy, Scorpio. I actually just met someone not too long ago with really heavy Scorpio placements, and that is a different type of vibe that you bring. And I feel like that's something too, that maybe because your energy is always seen as so intense and so, you know, like just a lot, that it's just like, it's like, I think it's just, I feel like your energy really does get misunderstood. And but that's just one thing that's getting to. We're gonna get some details with this, but I also kind of feel like too that maybe for some others, there's a need to kind of get out maybe. And I'm actually getting a couple of things. Maybe for some, if you've been thinking about maybe doing something where you're in more of a public eye, maybe whether this be maybe you're going on stage, whether this is for like theater or art, or you know, like a dance maybe, or music or something. And this might be needing to put yourself in a place where, you know, being in that energy, maybe you want to be in the limelight, because there's nothing wrong with that, Scorpio. You know, I have a musical background, and one thing I always remember, that was never one to look for it, but man, when you're in it, it is a whole, it's a But also too, Scorpio, let's move away from that one. Because also too, Scorpio, I feel like maybe for some, that if this is not you being on stage, maybe this is getting out where you're appreciating the arts more. Because Leo is very creative energy, and maybe this is like taking yourself to like a, I don't know, opera just even popped into my head, so I'm with it, Scorpio. I would love to go to an opera, or like even go to like a concert or something where there's just like, I don't know, where just like the energies are kind of high there. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Ooh, that's too many. Oh, I'm dropping cards. Hold on, Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio. Let's start there. So otherwise, I'm gonna put like 70 card pickup. Oh, let's see what's going on here. Ooh, interesting, Scorpio. I'm with it. So you have the World card up right here, and then you have the Three of Swords, and then the Eight of Swords in reverse here, Scorpio. And that's interesting, because I do feel like for some, I almost feel like for some that there is this just kind of going back to maybe that maybe we've been wanting to kind of, I don't know, present ourselves to the world in some sort of way. Maybe we've been, and doesn't necessarily just have to be with like, performance and things. Maybe this is like you're wanting to have some sort of impact where it's like maybe you're in like in like healthcare, maybe for example, or maybe you're thinking about politics or civil service or something along those lines where I feel like there's this need for like, not a need for recognition, but it's just like maybe we're trying to do some like bring some healing to the world or something along those lines. But I feel with the Eight of Swords that maybe we feel that we're not able to make, because our dreams maybe are so grand possibly, that we feel that we won't be able to make that big of an impact as we think we would. Because here's the thing, Scorpio, and it's not like you can have that change, but sometimes we're all in this together. It's like you doing your thing will inspire others. It's like it'd be like a ripple effect. But I feel that that effect won't happen until that first drop is put in the water. You know what I mean? And I feel like for some it's like that. I'm almost feeling, hear me out. It's like I almost feel like it would be a disservice to the world for you to not bring about this change, and however it looks like for you. This could be something as small as maybe even just helping your neighbor or helping a friend, because you help them and then they get to raising their vibration. It's just like, no, I feel like for some it's like we're underestimating the impact that we can have and how you can really kind of change stuff up here, Scorpio. But let me get a little bit more on the world there. Because your energy is presented in the world card along with the other fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. But yeah, let's see. Thank you. Let's see what's going on with this world here, Scorpio. Interesting. So the world is clarified by the Ace of Wands and the Four of Wands in reverse here. And I feel like that is a matter of taking action, Scorpio. If you've been feeling this need to kind of take, like, to, I don't know, it's just like, I feel like for some, it's just like it's not that we don't have the energy, but it just like, again, I feel like that there's this maybe even like this fear of maybe of being judged by the world, or being criticized or something along those lines. But I do feel with the Eight of Swords, it's just like saying all that stuff is in your head, Scorpio. And of course there are going to be those who are going to be there to support what you're doing, and there's going to be those that resist, but there's that's the balance that the world brings, And I feel like that you will have way more of a positive influence, and I feel like you would even have more of a negative influence there, Scorpio, because I feel it's all a matter of intention. You're going to raise the vibe. If you're going with the intention of raising the vibration, then bet that's what's going to happen, and that's what Saturn's going to reward you generously. Because here's the thing too, Scorpio, Saturn's going to be in Pisces for the next 3 years, and that's forming a trine with your sign. You know, you are really in a real deep, rich type of spiritual energy where you can make your dreams come true. That's all Saturn wants from us when we're in Pisces, you know, to take those larger than life things and ground them, you know, and start bringing that stuff to completions. But it's just like, I feel like it's like getting this game plan as far as like taking these steps towards that here. But and again, like this, when I'm saying the world, it's just like your world could be in your family group, it can be in your neighborhood, it can be the city. You know, it's just really just a matter of how big of a ripple effect do you want. I feel like towards the end of the day, and it does, and you don't have to be in the limelight for that. You know, this could be, you know, just working behind the scenes and doing your stuff. You know, you might not even want the recognition or the applause, because that's not what it's about. You know, at the end of the day, it's just really of just like leaving this world of just more beautiful and vibrant than when you came in at Scorpio. So I like that. It's really beautiful, Scorpio. Let's get some tea and let's get some let's get another oracle on this. Let's put you there. Okay. Thank you. Interesting. I like that. So you got the seventh card of Gemini's here, which is the convertible card. And with this card, this is a card of many options, free will, adjacent possibilities, choices, flexible, adaptable, potential, change, freedom, enjoyment, two-faced, going with the wind, alternatives, and preferences. And energy that's coming through here, Scorpio, is the potential. And I mean, just kind of piggybacking off that here. I mean, you know, Scorpio, I'm not trying to like blow smoke up your skirt or anything, but I do feel like that whatever you want to do, you do have a lot of potential. You know, we've been the aces are a great example of that, their potential. You know, it's if you want to have this change, you can, but you have to do something with it. You know, it's one thing to have these dreams and want to do this stuff and all this stuff, but if you get to this place of where you're doubting yourself, or that you, because I get that, Scorpio, it can be a little nerve-wracking kind of putting yourself out there. That's how I felt when, you know, doing even like this YouTube thing. It's just like, it was like the thought of that is just like, well, what does that even, you know, what does that even mean? But sometimes you just kind of got to roll with it. Trust your intuition always, but especially during this time, because again, we are in a very, you know, we're really in a state of like being connected with source, where all of us are feeling this. The water signs are feeling this in particular. Is a very potent energy for your Scorpio placements. And I feel like with your sign in particular, you do feel to such a degree, and I feel like you can connect in a way that is, it's, I mean, you can plug right into source, you know. And I feel like you were there's a lot of potential with your sun. I was actually just reading over a Scorpio's chart not too long ago, and it's just like, it's just thinking how your energy, you there's a you, I'm even trying to find the words for it. It's just like, it's so poignant and so potent how your energy can come through, and you have this magnetic presence. You know, Scorpio energy in all the fixed signs, really, they have a way of attracting others. It's different than the other signs, like how you all pull like that, especially if you have a high concentration of it. If you've ever noticed that, Scorpio, how you do, like, most one thing with your sign is that it's like there's this magnetism that you have. And I feel like that, and you're such a loving sign, Scorpio, on top of that. I feel like it's people forget that. They just focus on the intense, the dark, the eighth house type of taboo stuff, where, well, again, you're a water sign, you're loving, and you have all this stuff. And let's see your potential, Scorpio. Let's get some tarot on this. And maybe this is something too, just thinking with the Three of Swords, maybe we've been told that we can't do something. You know, maybe we've been, maybe there's this need to look for applause because we hadn't gotten it before. You know, things have always been so strict, just thinking with Saturn energy and, More. Thank you. Alright, Scorpio, let's see who's gonna excuse me. So you have the and another one representation of you on these cards. You have the Three of Cups in reverse, and then you have the Eight of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Temperance card here, Scorpio. And I feel with this Temperance that you are really in a place where you can manifest a lot. Like maybe you've been receiving a lot of messages and things, and I feel like if you were to take take advantage of these, maybe like inspirations, these divine things. Maybe you've been been feeling stuff in your dream, like Scorpio, take action, or maybe you've been presented different opportunities and stuff. But I feel like for some, it's just like we may be doubting that, we may be kind of closing ourselves off to this stuff. It's just like, Scorpio, you can do such great stuff, but it's just like, nah, no way. And I don't know, I'm even kind of, again, getting with this Three of Cups, I feel like maybe for some, there's just like, we weren't maybe celebrated before, that maybe we've been, and this could be maybe something from like a childhood thing, but this could even be maybe we don't feel celebrated amongst our friends, or maybe we feel like our partner doesn't celebrate us, and again, it's not that you need this, but that wanes on the self-esteem, and it diminishes this confidence. And you know what? Just even thinking of that too, Venus is retrograde in Leo right now, which is forming a square with your sign. But this gives you an opportunity, maybe that's what all this heat is. We're feeling this pressure to do something more, and it's just like, because one aspect of Venus and Leo is, dapping into that self-confidence here, because that ego there, that's you, Scorpio, and you're here twice in this represented in these major arcanas here. And the Temperance card is Sagittarius energy, and that's about like, one of the aspects they deal with is expansion and growth and higher learning. And I feel like it's learning of like how you manifest and how you really can. You really start cooking up some stuff here, Scorpio. It really could be something fantastic, but I feel like with the Four of Cups too is getting out of a comfort zone. It's putting yourself out there and just seeing what happens, whatever that looks like for you, and doing whatever it is you want to do. Do it with passion, and do it with drive, and do it with. And I almost feel like it's not doing it again with the expectation of being recognized, but I feel like if you just do your thing, you're going to. And you know what, too, Scorpio? If you've been around people who've not been supporting you, or who've been just kind of keeping your dreams down or something along those lines, and I feel like there's a need to change that stuff up. We do need to maybe block out some of that noise, and putting up maybe stronger boundaries and things along those lines. That's another thing that may be possible, because if if people aren't hearing what you want to say, it's one thing to. It's one thing to provide like constructive criticism, where it's like, oh, well, Scorpio, that is very grand. How would you go about these steps? Have you considered maybe taking a class, or have you been, if we're giving options? But if it's just like a thing of it's like, well, Scorpio, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Like, there's no way that you can achieve that. Like, blah, blah, blah. You want to change the world? We don't want that. That's. We're trying to heal from that with this Eight of Swords, Three of Swords being in reverse here. We're changing that mentality up. And Gemini is about that duality, seeing things from a perspective. We can either give into that and give up, or we can change this dynamic up. And because you are a resilient sign as well there, Scorpio, and that's... Listen, I don't mean to be so aggressive. But that's it would be a shame to not have that type of gift out there to raise that vibration, Scorpio. And see, now you get me emotional. Let's move on, Scorpio. Doing a lot. More. I'm with it, Scorpio. Let's get your last card here. Because, come on. You got the 8th card of Sagittarius here. It was the microphone card, Scorpio. We all want to hear what you got to say. Because with this card, this is a card of news, trending, broadcast, expression, strong opinion, make known, current events, public speaking, speak truth, communicate, social media, being heard, and speaking up. An energy that's coming through here, Scorpio, is the expression. And I feel that if you've been feeling restricted as far as like being able to be who you really are and to really feel like that your dreams haven't gotten that support that you've wanted, because I get where we can have this larger, and listen, I know I can be, I got a lot of Leo in my chart, and I know I can be a little over enthusiastic and a little maybe a little over dramatic, but I don't see why not, because who's to say that you can't achieve this stuff? People probably thought the car was ridiculous when they went to start this stuff, and now we've got Teslas, like it's the only crazy idea that's because we're getting into a new age too. We're getting ready to move into Aquarius energy, and this is a time of being innovative and being about the collective and affecting others in a way that does raise their vibration to the roof, and allowing this energy to just give them in your individuality to be expressed freely and I love it, Scorpio. I'm loving this. And this might be something where, because I'm feeling a lot, and this may be something where this might hit home maybe, for some, and I feel that it's okay to feel that, but it is knowing that you can take those emotions and feel that depth and allow that to express that, and to not be afraid to let your voice be heard and to let that uniqueness shine through, because we all have, that's the beauty, because if we were all meant to do the same old thing, then it's just like, okay, just copy paste, but we're all individuals, and we're all have something that we bring to the table. How I do tarot is different from how John does tarot to how you would do tarot, and it's that's the whole. Let's get some tarot on this. Thank you. Alright, Scorpio, last little bit here. I love it. So you have the Lovers, the Seven of Wands, and the Emperor in reverse here. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands upright. And let's switch back over here, Scorpio, because I feel that, what? With the Seven of Pentacles being here, but everyone's going to have an opinion. Everyone's going to be, criticize and tell you what you can and cannot do. But my question is, what are they doing? That's the big one. Who's to say that you can't be an emperor and rise up and do this stuff? Who's who? And I feel like it's only you that can decide whether you can, or not even if you can or can, not just can or can't, or whether you will or whether you want to or not do stuff here, because you are a resourceful sign, and it's all this Aries energy here, Queen of Wands and Emperor. I feel like it's about being bold, being assertive, and not worrying about what others think. It's about chasing towards your happiness. You got a lot of heat here, and I feel that it's you got a decision to make with the Lovers being in reverse here, because higher self, the Lovers for me is like your higher self just kind of winking at you when it just pops out, but when it's in reverse, this is higher self really trying to get your attention. Like, Scorpio, you do have choices, you do have things that you can do, but it's all going to be a matter of will. Where there's a will, there is a way, Scorpio. And I know that may sound a little trite, but again, who's to say why not? Like, it was people who thought they couldn't. I mean, even just like making acting or things or dance things like a career. Even that. Maybe because maybe it's like that might be part of it. Maybe we're in like a maybe you're creative, and and I always hate that when they're like creativity can't be a job, or it's just like it's for only those select few or something along those lines. That's just ridiculous. It's just a matter of resources and like what working with what we have at our disposal, as opposed to focusing on what we don't have. So be sure to safeguard your energies, Scorpio, against others' opinions. And I feel like that's going to you really kind of follow this dream, Scorpio. Things will clear a path, because that's what trine energy is all about. You start following your heart and listening to higher self, things will start taking off faster than you even, I feel like, expect. But all right, Scorpio, I think I'm gonna get off my soapbox. All right, Scorpio, I think I'm gonna leave that there. So if anything resonated with you, which not the next necessarily the bringing you down, but as far as like following your dreams, I hope that resonates with all of you. And if and share this, Scorpio, because I feel that's something where you really do bring about change in a way that's beautiful, you know. And your sign, your energy is one that it's necessary. It's a necessary piece in this puzzle, you know. We all, each of the signs all have something to bring, and it's just something to think about. And then subscribe, hit that bell. I'm about to get back to your reading. Subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each week. And then lastly, if you have any Cancer in your placements, because you see we're, you know, us water signs, you know, we can't help ourselves, all these emotions. But if you have any Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Charity Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. You can meet Rhonda. She's great, and she's all about your dreams too there, Scorpio. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here. I love it. So I can get you out of here. And I even love how that's even kind of lining up there. This is a little random, little factor. You got Libra's card here, the Justice card. And when you think about that, Libra and, well, no, that's a little bit different. Oh, actually, that is a little bit different. That's interesting. Actually, that doesn't take away from what I was about to say, because it's Libra and Aries are opposite signs, and Gemini and Sagittarius are opposite signs, and those are oppositions. And oppositions are usually situations or people that force us into making a decision. But I feel with the Justice card, this is a card of cause and effect is what's coming through in this decision. And I feel like it's paying attention to what you do and how that affects things in the grand scheme of things, Scorpio. You have the power to bring beauty, to bring harmony, to bring balance. You know, one of your rulers is getting ready to, Mars is getting ready to enter into Libra here soon. And you would be surprised how much Libra deals with those one-on-one connections, and I feel like that you'd be surprised how you can affect others, Scorpio. And don't be afraid to start networking and really like finding people. If your current crowd isn't supporting what you're doing, let's change it up and let's find the people who will. But let me get your oracle card here so I can get you out of here. Change the world, Scorpio. I'm so with it. Oh, look at you. You even get two cards. I love when higher self does that too. I love that. So you got the Equinox card in reverse, and then you got the Witch Braid upright. And I feel like with this Equinox, you know, we're you know, granted we're getting closer to the fall equinox here soon. And not to say that's going to take that long for readings to take off, but, you know, take this time, reflect during Virgo season before we get to that equinox to figure out what things that we need to maybe unweave, what things we need to unbraid from, you know, like as far as like opinions and things from our actions, and what new things, new like loving, like I don't know, it's like working in new sort of like new ways of thinking and braiding in like just braiding in more just things that just like raise your vibration, Scorpio. I think I'm gonna leave that there, Scorpio. But yeah, I do feel like that maybe there's something that's gotten like kind of tangled in your braid as far as like different opinions and things, and it's just thrown you out of balance. And I feel like it's time to kind of deconstruct and sort of rebuild again. Is sort of what's coming to that. There we go. There are the words for that. I like that. But you stay safe out there, Scorpio, with what these changes, and you raise your vibration through the roof. Because that did. I thank you for bringing that. That was fantastic. Whatever this, I really appreciate that, Scorpio. Because here's the thing, I'm not just pulling out cards and saying you're gonna do this stuff. This is stuff that you're bringing me. This stuff higher self is trying to communicate to you, Scorpio. So, and I will catch you. Oh, I can't wait to catch you, Scorpio. On the next one.